Solebury Orchards is located in Solebury, PA. Brian Smith purchased the farm in 1985 and has been the owner for the past 29 years. When he first bought it, it was all cornfield, but Smith turned the 24 acres of land into an orchard. He worked for several years to get the farm started, but then by 1989 it was open to the public. Then in 1996, Smith added on another 45 acres of land. The farm itself produced 25,000 bushel last year. That's a lot of apples. They also produce cherries, apricots, peaches, pears, plums, blueberries, blackberries, flowers, and cherry tomatoes. They sell their products to other local markets in need. They also have a market where they sell their products at. They make many different products with their apples, such as cider, frozen cider, applesauce, apple juice, caramel apples, and different types of jams and butters. At the farm, they do not use machines. Instead, they pick their apples by hand. They hire 30 workers for that season. During the winter, it is very slow, so they only hire about 3 to 4 workers. But in the summer and fall, they hire more workers. Brian Smith has been the manager of the farm since it first started in 1985. That's 29 years. He started to get interested in farming when he was in high school. He got his hands on every book he could read about farming. When the farm was just getting on its feet, Smith's family helped him a lot, especially his parents and his brother. Brian said his favorite part of farming is the taste of fruit and the beautifulness of the trees. And his least favorite part of farming is when there's a problem with something, like pests, weather, and a bad crop. He has a couple of jobs of being in charge of it. He hires people to pick the apples. He's in charge of the bills, the paychecks, and making sure everything is running smoothly. Smith learned by doing, not by going through any type of training for farming. It was all trial and error. Overall, I think things turned out well for him. The future for this farm looks pretty good. The income they make is pretty great considering the amount of people that come to the farm on a daily basis. They produce a great amount of crops, which I think brings a lot of people in. The farm will have many years to come because it has barely begun, because of how young it is. It's only first generation. Brian has done a great job of working on the farm over the years for the past 29 years. I think this farm will go a long way in the future. Overall, I think Solebury Orchards has many years to come, and they will grow even more because of how popular it is becoming. My family and I went a couple times this season to pick apples, and get some apple cider, and may I just say, their apple cider donuts are amazing. It's a great place to bring your family on a nice fall day. Is the farm organic or...
We are not organic.
Okay.
Organic, by definition, means that the fertilizer and pest control is all derived from naturally occurring sources. But there's just real limitations to there's several different, the pest pressure in fruit growing is quite significant. There's a lot of diseases that attack fruit, especially in our eastern, humid, wet environment. In contrast to other fruit growing areas like out in Washington or California, where they're growing in basically an irrigated desert. So they don't have near as many disease problems as we deal with in the East. And also in the East, there's some unique pests that are there's just not good organic options.
Okay.
So, yeah, basically, if you want to grow quality fruit, you have to use synthetically produced pesticides.
Okay.
Though, we have experimented with some organic production, but it just doesn't come out too well.
Smith tells me that Solebury Orchard's soil is very healthy. They do not rotate the crops because the crops are trees and they cannot be rotated. There is no erosion because the land is flat. And one thing that Smith says that you want to make sure is that the soil is well drained. He showed me the areas that are not well drained, and they were not doing as well as the areas that were. Solebury Orchards is an amazing farm, and I cannot believe how much hard work has been put into this farm. Thank you, Brian, for giving me your time on that beautiful fall day that I interviewed you. I really enjoyed it.